Chapter 42. Then he brought me forth into the outer court, the way toward the north. And he brought me into the chamber that was over against the separate place, and which was over against the building toward the north. Before the length of 100 cubits was the north door, and the breadth was 50 cubits. Over against the 20 cubits which belonged to the inner court, and over against the pavement which belonged to the outer court, was gallery against gallery in the third story. Before the chambers was a walk of 10 cubits breadth inward, a way of 1 cubit, and their doors were toward the north. Now the upper chambers were shorter, for the galleries took away from these more than from the lower and middle in the building. For they were in 3 stories, and they didn't have pillars as the pillars of the courts. Therefore the uppermost was straitened more than the lowest, and the middle from the ground. The wall that was outside by the side of the chambers, toward the outer court before the chambers, its length was 50 cubits. For the length of the chambers that were in the outer court was 50 cubits, and behold, before the temple was 100 cubits. From under these chambers was the entry on the east side, as one goes into them from the outer court. In the thickness of the wall of the court toward the east, before the separate place, and before the building, there were chambers. The way before them was like the appearance of the way of the chambers that were toward the north. According to their length, so was their breadth, and all their exits were both according to their fashions and according to their doors. According to the doors of the chambers that were toward the south, was a door at the head of the way, even the way directly before the wall toward the east as one enters into them. Then he said to me, The north chambers and the south chambers, which are before the separate place, they are the holy chambers, where the priests who are near to the Lord shall eat the most holy things. There shall they lay the most holy things, and the meal offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering, for the place is holy. When the priests enter in, then they shall not go out of the holy place into the outer court, but there they shall lay their garments in which they minister, for they are holy, and they shall put on other garments, and shall approach to that which pertains to the people. Now when he had made an end of measuring the inner house, he brought me forth by the way of the gate, whose prospect is toward the east, and measured it round about. He measured on the east side with the measuring reed 500 reeds, with the measuring reed round about. He measured on the north side 500 reeds with the measuring reed round about. He measured on the south side 500 reeds with the measuring reed. He turned about to the west side, and measured 500 reeds with the measuring reed. He measured it on the 4 sides. It had a wall round about, the length 500, and the breadth 500, to make a separation between that which was holy and that which was common.